get us started is Logan Cook. And off we go on EA Sports. Fields it right around the goal line. And Mariota going to put it up right away. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen from his outside linebacker spot gets him down there for a loss of 4. We talked the other day about them wanting to quiet this home crowd early and often. Very first play of the game, they do just that.
You're exactly right about that, because that's often a conversation when you go on the road and you travel. Hey, let's take the crowd out of it. What a great way of doing so by putting the quarterback on the deck. And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding it for a short gain.
Throwing it in on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. In route, going into the little trigger. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Here's Lawrence. Runs over it. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That goes for a gain of 31. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go option to the short side. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. On third down, Lawrence. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 22-yard line. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now Lawrence. Open man left side. It's a tight end, Manhertz. And he's going to lose yardage here. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. They go play action with Lawrence. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on third down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Now on 4th down, they throw the deep ball that winds up to the incomplete. The Giants come up empty on 4th down. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession. Let's see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing, Mariota. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Corey Peters. We're scoreless after 1. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Mariota, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now Mariota. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, Paul. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might take their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Here's Logan Cook now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. On the return is Williams. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it will be Falcon football. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. Now a throw here, hauled in, and he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Mariota. That'll be taken in by Damiere Byrd. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. Now Mariota. Step, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On third down, Mariota. This will be caught at about the 5.
And the Falcons are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Keith Smith taking it in for 2 yards out. And the Falcons post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Crew able to connect on the extra point. It's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Taken in at the 3. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Now Lawrence on first down. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 30 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on second down. Lawrence. This is caught. It's Kirk. Now another timeout called for by the offense as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Now Lawrence to throw. Screenplay. Here's Etienne.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Rolling to his... Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body.
And the Jags force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT.
Mariota now to throw on first down. Throw left side, complete to Bird. And they work this well upfield across the 35. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. To throw Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
On second, here's Algier.
And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. It's a gain of a couple on what should be the final carry of half number 1. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And Ingram holds
drills it in. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Now Lawrence.
Defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete. Eighth play of the drive, fourth down, 98 yards on third down. Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Mariota. And incomplete. He dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there. Second down. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Mariota to throw it. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that...
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Yeah, well, the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Zay Jones, 59 yards. And the Jaguars have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. From out of his end zone, it's Avery Williams. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory,
the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mariota got a man. It's Patterson complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Mariota. Got his man. It's London. And he is going to have a Falcons first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands. And yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
Mariota's throw into the hands of Ferkser here. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Off the play fake, Mariota. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First target, first catch, and a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll throw again. Mariota into the hands of London. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to throw from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here's Mariota. And that will be incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been terrific so far. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Draw play, ETN. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Obviously, that's some good work there defensively. Being able to stop them and bring up the key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means it might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Here's Williams to return. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bird. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Throwing, Mariota. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defensive coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To the air again, Mariota. Going for the deep ball. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Cordell Patterson, 35 yards. And the Falcons have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out and start the drive at the 25. So here now, Lawrence and the Jaguars. Down 14-10, 2:10 on the clock. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Lawrence eluding the pressure right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
On 2nd and 10, Lawrence. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Lawrence. Forced out to his left. Looking downfield for Jones. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. The pass complete to Ingram on the crossing route. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 23. Throwing now, Lawrence. Buying time to his left. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons have just about sewn up this football game. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Mariota. Complete to Zaccheaus. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as